Before we get back to the audience, let me ask you these couple questions because this is my favorite part. The speed round. This is the speed round, and this is where I ask you to answer as precise and concise as you can be.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Have you ever been the cause of church hurt?
Yes.
Okay.
Indirectly, I like to believe, and at times irrationally.
Okay.
You know, indirectly in that my decisions as a leader, as a pastor, have caused people to be confused at times and even hurt because what they said wasn't what they wanted to do, wasn't done. So I decided to do other. Me and Eric, I remember at times we made decisions and some people felt offended by that. And irrationally because, being that ministry sometimes could stress you. That stress sometimes could seep out into relationships.
Yeah.
And so I've learned a lot throughout the years with that. I'm a lot better with that. Thank the Lord.
Absolutely.
So I'm not being rational and I'm not being considerate at times because I'm going through things myself.
Okay.
So yes, I've been the cause.
Wow.
At times.
Have you ever has this church hurt that you caused, has it been dealt with? And if so, if it has been dealt with, how? In what way?
Yeah, it's been dealt with. I think what I've done is reach across.
Okay.
Almost extend an olive branch to people that I felt like there was some undealt issues. It doesn't mean that things were resolved or that we were going to get our relationship back like it used to be. Okay. But I had a responsibility as a believer to extend my hand and say, yo, I love you. I'm not holding anything against you. Okay, we can't vibe in ministry, whatever the case is, or even, in a continual relationship.
Right.
But I love you. I'm not holding anything against you.
Okay. Now, how about on their end? How did they deal with it?
Mixed.
Okay.
Some cats were like, yeah, man, you know what? I love you. We're good, whatever. And some were still skeptical and distant and disconnected.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Some negatively, some positively.
Yeah.
They responded.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Are there incorrect, unhelpful, or bad ways to deal with church hurt?
Incorrect, bad ways to deal with it?
Or even unhelpful ways to deal with church hurt?
Gossip. Going to other people about what someone did and not going to them. You're spreading, poison.
Wow. Yeah.
That can easily spread amongst a congregation. And that could be very divisive and very divisive.
Yeah.
Within a body. So gossip, definitely. Being wise about who you seek counsel with. I seek counsel from older men.
Okay.
Than me. That would be one of my big ones is, one of my anchors is going to older men, like Stan Morton. He's like a dad. Mark Ammerman. I go to older men because they lived longer than I have.
Gotcha.
And they're men that I could just sit down and just listen to. So seeking counsel from older saints and allowing them the room to bring correction and to guide you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about, let me ask you this one, and this is the last question I have, and this is more of a deep question.
Okay.
Is it okay to be church hurt for other people around you? Maybe for those that, and I'm saying this specifically because there are people today, as they're trying to be sympathetic for the believers that are still going through this today, where they'll be hurt for the black people that were hurt by the white church members from back in the day, where maybe you'll deal with people that are like, man, how could the white church offend or not embrace the black believers from back in the day, and then there'll be church hurt from it today,
right? As
if they were offended by the white people from back then.
Yeah,
that's one example, but I'm just saying in general, is it okay to be church hurt for someone else's situation, for you to be affected from trying to show sympathy towards them as they go through that?
Yeah, I think it's self-defeating to own hurt like someone else is hurt.
Yeah.
I think that's not what God calls us to do. He calls us to carry the burdens, to do something about it, to carry with them what they're going through. So it might entail, yeah, like I could see why you're hurt, and even experiencing, you know, a sense of like remorse or even some pain for what they're going through.
Right.
But that's more individual than it is like historic or like digging back into history.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
because like right now on Hot Topic, the reason why I bring this up, because right now on Hot Topic is all these sexual cases that are come forward of people that have dealt with, that have been hurt by church leaders. And so people are outraged by it, like, man.
They want, and I think that's justifiable. Yeah. You know, they want the sowing and reaping. Okay. That should be taking place. You know what I'm saying? They want, you know, God's, you know, law to take place. You know, if someone sins, then the wages of sin is death, you know, and you reap from sin destruction, you know, and so, yeah, you know, I think God at the end of the day is going to judge everybody. Yeah. So whether it happens in this life or not, but I think there's a sense of outrage that you can have, but I would be careful with that.
How do you deal with that then? Would you say the best way, if maybe you find yourself getting a little bit finding yourself too much in their shoes, if they're going through the problem and you find yourself too involved with their problem?
Yeah, then you're in the hole with them.
Okay.
And I don't think you can help them that way. You know, when Jesus came and condescended to us, he wasn't a sinner.
Right.
He condescended to us in his sinless humanity, but he carried our burdens. Okay. You know, and he did something about what, you know, was needed, and he's the example. And so it doesn't mean we sit in the trenches with them and sin, or, you know, and develop hatred for, you know, who they're hating, or even experiencing completely like hate as they're hating. I think we need to go in with the gospel, you know, with hope, like, yo, like, you can forgive, you know, this is what Christ has done, and so that they can get out of, you know, what they're going. That's the whole point.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'd be careful with that, you know.
Yeah, that's it can get a little sticky at that point. Yeah.